Mr. Jeon, was your day at last a bit better than yesterday? Asked Jeon, turning around. Yes, a bit. He could hear Mr. Jeon's voice that he has been excused. What about your day? Was it okay? No, the worst, not the best either. But same here, Mr. Jeon Shakar. How is the telescope? Gone. I already have no idea how is fix it at good. The two-third of the station has survived. Mr. Jian crossed over his bed, pulling him closer. I know you will find a way to fix it. I am keeping my finger crossed. The hung square of his lip to him. How he had missed off that case for the whole day. Not so much, whispered Mr. John him back, then tangled him into his warm body. I hope you won't mind if I just cuddle you tonight. I'm exhausted. Of course, I don't mind. I love cuddling the hungry cat running, so he had his back pressing to Mr. John and was so comfortable in his arms. The way he wishes to stay always, Mr. John cuddled deeper into him, soon drifted into peaceful dream as his soft snore sounded in the room. But Hung was so far away for sleeping, so suddenly playing with Mr. Jian's finger, thinking hard. His mind telling it could bring no harm to just see Mr. Jian's hand, to discover at least that small part of his body, the blindfold, so uncomfortable tonight, like a burden, and Tehang's heartbeat became rapid when he lifted it, seeing the opposite side bedroom well cast in the dim darkness, his gaze falling down on the arm tightly wrapped around him as he almost freaking out, noticing it was filled with tattoo even on Mr. Jian's finger and his palm, his forearm so overfilled with body arms he must have had a Tehang breath uneven as he has never imagined Mr. Jian could have a tattoo yet not even standing about so many, but what scared him for real were him internal care into the man's ring finger, and he crossed over the gem, feeling so uneasy that new discovery so stunning. Tehang had no idea how to deal with it, so he pulled the blood flow down quickly, hoping he will find some rest tonight. I'm just doing my job. Mr. Jan pay me really well. Before I had problem to even pay my bills. After there is over, I'm going to trip around the world in five-star hotel. Sugar Sugar, I really don't know why he is spending so much money and effort on me. Taehyung sighed. I guess he has a crush on you. Hopeless fun. Sugar eyes his bro. I don't know. Taehyung leaned back at the seat. What trouble your Taehyung? A few nights ago I had lifted the blindfold. He was arranged on the window by the impact. Sugar slammed the brake. No, I haven't seen his face, just his hand. But I wanted to at least find out how those fan big warm upon look like, and I discovered he has a whole sleeve of tattoo. Tehang blushed verbally. Yes, Mr. Jeon has quite a lot of tattoo. Sugar began to drive smoothly, relaxing. It is okay for you. I don't mind, really. I think it makes him more heartier. They are absolutely pretty, his tattoo, but one especially bother me. Why? Don't you like it? It is too extreme. Sugar glanced at him. Assume it is extremely sugar. Tehang sighed. He has my intentional tattoo on his ring finger. Sugar sighed, sending the car up. As I have said, he has a hopeless crush on you, but I'm not his husband or anything, or not even boyfriend, just his betrothed. Are you sure about this? Sugar is crushing so many unwanted butterflies. Wait, if one day I would like Jungkook more, whispered Taehyung. Suga stay quiet. Taehyung began to bite his nail over, thinking it again. The bus ride was short. Fortunately, as Jeon was throwing crepe into him, and Taehyung was so done with him, but they came to hint in front of ours, and Mr. Seljin began to tell them to hurry up. Taehyung pretended he is busy collecting his things to let Johan out first, so he could have him in front of. He didn't need to fear a head attack from the back. Wow, you have to have skill to be an owner of such an premier committed hostel. When they stopped at the prevent snatching their hand into the sky. All of buildings are owned by the one of richest and most influential men in our country. He is dreaming to be led on by such like that. John Guy says I'm breaking out with love and the hung face become purple. I'm speaking of childish, irrelevant behavior like that. Leave Mr. Surgeon Gun fixing his glasses, leading them into the building. The keep at the end of group observing each person in the hall with fear, especially each man looking for a palm tattoo. What if he will see Mr. Jeon? His heart was pounding so terribly he was afraid it will jump out his chest. But the front desk lady gave the entry pass. Then a young man came to introduce himself at the gate and lead them towards an elevator. The hall downstairs was crowded. The modern architecture of the tower so breathing Tehan could feel his almost on a platform into space whenever he was raising his head. Wow, he whispered, bumping into Hosyuk. Yes, right, that interior is wow, mumbled Hosyuk, but Mr. Seljin shouted at them to stay in the group, so they hurried their step to guide, leading them in the elevator. They looked still unable to breathe properly when the elevator stopped and they started to walk down a long corridor, but a door opened and a familiar face appeared. It was Jimmy who looked at them, become completely pale. Excuse me, what is this here? He asked, approaching their group. Mr. Park, this is a group of high school students who came to learn about future career, explaining the guide. This is Mr. Jeon, the class for tutor. Jungkook was frozen in the middle of the corridor, looking from their teacher to the group until he caught Taehan's gaze, and then he looked better than ever without glasses, with step-back hair, wearing a fine white shirt to a black tie and a suit jacket. Taehan had escaped a beat. He has definitely never imagined Jungkook with that handsome. All the workers in the corridor were looking at Jungkook with jaw dropped, but he flipped his hair back more, hurrying to their group. Mr. J. God started to speak. Mr. Seokjin, so sorry for being late. My mom came out of the hospital today and my dad has dropped me off right to make it for the field trip. Jungkook walked to the teacher, sending him a wild smile. Jungkook, you will really be the cause of my gray hair, Mr. Seokjin son. What should I do now? Asked the guide. Bring the student to the conference room for the lecture, Jimin said. Some worker coming down the corridor were bowing 90 degrees to Jimin, who was suddenly very miserable. So please follow me, said the guide. Jungkook, excuse me, Mr. Seokjin, can I use the restroom quickly? I will be right back, asked Jungkook, catching everyone's attention again. Jungkook groaned, the teacher, I will show the boy where the restroom is. They bring him to the conference room, said Jimin, trapped Jungkook's shoulders. Then Taehyung slid further behind the group. If you have to, Mr. Seokjin hurried the student up. Hi, Taehyung, whispered Jungkook when he was passing. Taehyung blushed terribly, avoiding the boy's finger, still walking swiftly, trying to convince his heart to calm down, but it was impossible. Emergency, emergency. The moment the conference room door closed behind the group, Jungkook turned to his walker. What is going on, Mr. Jeon? Asked Taehy hurrying his way. You must give immediate order to our worker in the building until this group of students leave. Everyone is prohibited to call me Mr. Jeon, show me any kind of respect or treat me like their boss. Jungkook looked at Dae and Jimin, hoping he won't need to explain it all. Is one of them that boy? Asked Dae, raising his eyebrow meaningfully. Yes, Jungkook, plus. So I'm going to give the message out immediately. Dae hurried down the corridor when Jungkook caught Jimin stare. I will need a first aid kit now, he shouted, running down the corridor. Stormed the nearest office where our worker jumped up his side point low. What will be then more difficult than he could have imagined, but he need to find a way to never ever let Taehoon know, not like that, not here, definitely not now. I need a first aid kit, Jungkook said. This will be spilled sooner or later, so it's really better if you tell Taehoon before it's too late. It's too late already, Jungkook bit his lip. Here, don't get caught. Jimin squeezes his palm, sending his a serious glance. Thanks. I will need to lug in the word. Jungkook got up from the sink. He was leaning against the scan his mirror reflection quickly, massaging his hair up a bit and untrying two bottles of his shirt to give him a younger vibe of almost high school scholar. I am keeping my finger crossed, Jimin said. So Jungkook looked trapped in his shoulders before walking out and running down the corridor to the conference room. Knocking lightly, then slipping inside. Mr. Jeon, I'm a student for this group. I'm sorry for interpreting. I just paid to take my place. Jungkook hurried to the empty chair right next to Taehoon sitting down. The head of the F group science team was staring at him like fixing, blinking. You can continue the lecture, said Jungkook, making a stare hand gesture. Then the man fixed his glasses and the paper were trembling in his hand where he continued with a cracking voice. Then F team was a lower ranked group to show art equation and designing small model of his space project, so they never worked with him personally and he could full understand why his worker was suddenly so incapable to lead the lecture properly with him sitting here listening. The cursing gaze rested on him, so Jungkook sent the boy a nervous smile, hoping his secret isn't out already. What you can see here, Mister? How can you definitely know it? Unfortunately, parting damage now, but this video show it. It's a fine, continued the F group leader. Bang! The door flew open and Jungkook turned to see James. He's secretly falling inside, toasting him a speakers. Your coffee, she whispered, apologetically placing a big cup of his favorite Americano right in front of him. It's been dark in front of Jungkook's eyes for a second. He looked up and the girl was, as always, blushing horribly under his gaze. That's not mine, I guess. No, wanted coffee. Jungkook minted at the size change student from their chair who became purple of his ears. Oh, sure. Jasmine, Jasmine hurried, grabbing the cup, bringing it to the standby, who didn't dare to look up at her. Lee murmured something in this is really so bad, Jungkook heard Mr. Seokjin whispering. Trust me, Mr. Seokjin, you can't even in the slightest imagine how bad it is. Thought Jungkook, especially as Jasmine stood above him, clearing his throat. We are totally fine, miss. We don't need anything. He whispered, began he to leave with his case. Jungkook had his gaze fixed on the desk, feeling Taehyung watching him intensely, but he never dared to turn towards the boy, suffering thought until they were finally able to move from the room. The guard was quickly stared at the absolute leader, mixing up name of department and getting lost on floor 100, leading them in circles. Jungkook was trying to find out how feared he is by his worker, while he had always put so much effort into creating a friendly working environment. The lift is at top of floor of South Tower. Finally opened and they walked down the corridor. Why does he wanted a whole room of 40 girls in less there? Asked Jeon with a grin when the whole body tense next to Jungkook. I would like to see how the office of such a huge billionaire looked like. Jose said. Lee Jong, what have I told about prohibited behavior gone, Mr. Seokjong? Actually, I would like to see the office too, said Jungkook, looking at the guide whose face became even more pale. Of course, so please follow me. He turned to the door, opened them, looked them into the hall where Jasmine jumped from the chair, sending them a nervous smile. I guess he began that pretty secretly daily on that his days. He has uncommitted and his blood boil, especially as the hung face becomes so sad. For what I said, Mr. Jeon is openly gay, said Jungkook, catching everyone's attention. Jasmine's face darkened, but she covered it up with a quick smile. Jungkook, this is really so inappropriate. The moment you come back to school, you can line in for detention, settled their teacher. Don't touch anything in that office. Mr. Seokjin was red in face when Jasmine hurried to calm the frame from Jeon. Jungkook so focused on other them he noticed with a delay that Taehyung had stopped at himself taking the baseball he had received from his childhood idol after a match and had been keeping here circling in his soft hands. Jungkook approached, stopping right across the him, catching his tremble gaze. What is it? He asked. Even at that some point in life has to lose something, has to let go of it. Even people like Mr. Jeon can reach the stars but miss the moon they had been aiming for. Taehyung says, leaning on him, and Jungkook closed his hand on the ball and his palm watching him. Sometimes missing out of the moon can make you land on Earth, the only planet we know that how love life home, and on the Earth the might found something he had never ever dared to dream of, only because he had missed out of the moon. Jungkook came. What is that? I have told you don't touch anything in the office, shouted Mr. Seojin, breaking their magical moment. So Jungkook let go of Taehyung's hands. You have no idea when a person like Mr. Jeon had to give away his biggest dream, a tear rolling down Taehyung's face. He washed it quickly, placing the ball back to the surf, rushing when Jungkook needed a second to move his leg. His heart has fallen 20 times harder with that one gesture, one's conversation, which once again exposed how no one in the world could know him deeper, understanding him better, feeling into his whole life story better than the only one made for him, definitely created for him before they had ever been born. He misplaced his other half, his only one, his soulmate. Jungkook, are you coming or stay to play CEO? Shouted Mr. Seokjin, bring him to here and how. So Jungkook sang, stumbling behind the group, racing teacher, placing his arms around his shoulder, pulling him to his side as he suddenly couldn't handle being apart. And now this is to show everyone that he has found the right one. Jungkook that not try to do things like that here, respected him. Blushing was Jungkook asked, it's complicated. Mumba biting his lips, and Jungkook know exactly. He was afraid Mr. Jeon will see them cuddling in the building, so he moved from Taehyung, keeping a small distance between them, cursing himself once again for creating that mess. The border of blindfolded, the secret lover, the high school scholar in love with Taehyung. No one was really fool him the way out of the company building like a eye blinking on. Jungkook was standing in front of a school bus watching Taehyung. Jungkook, are you coming? Asked irritated Mr. Seokjin. No, I'm waiting for my father. He will pick me up, Jungkook said. Why it's complicated? Taehyung his gaze wandered towards the building. This is only answer he I'm heading from you, Jungkook lifted his palm, crossing Taehyung windblower. He stared, I don't have another answer for now. One day I will explain, but right now I don't even know the right word to express it. Taehyung looked up at him, their gaze locking, and Jungkook felt himself falling as if lifted off gravity. It's okay, Taehyung. I'll wait until you find the right word. Jungkook's fingertips silent Taehyung's ear, and he began to play with his ear. But now he loved to when Taehyung was falling asleep in his arms, although his orders used too many. Mr. Jeon questioned Jungkook then. Are you two done fluttering, or should we wait for the next round? As Mr. Jeon is sticking his head out of the bus. Go see you at school. Until then, I will. Jungkook cut an sentence and Taehyung was then he turned around to bus jumping. When Jungkook was turning there, in front of his company, wishing for nothing more than to be with Taehyung. How come Mr. Jeon has been there? Thought Taehyung walked into the space bedroom of his mysterious lover. His heart was so full of Jungkook today, the way he looked like today, so fine, so different when he was not in a school uniform of his oversized black clothes he was mostly wearing after lesson. The moment when the secretary assistant brought him the coffee, he could go for a studio first show. Mr. Jeon, his specialist lover, he had always picturing a Jungkook. He couldn't help but it was even more amazing to imagine Jungkook kissing him.